Hey guys, this is Kevin. I'm sitting in my kitchen, second night in a row, trying to get in touch with Delta customer service to make flight change arrangements. And last night I was talking to them um, on messaging from 11 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. The problem was not resolved. So as you can see, the counter on the phone, it's been 5 hours and 48 minutes. It's 12:39. And Delta's customer service isn't working. I just came from the hospital all day. My dad's at Hogue dealing with his Alzheimer's. And I've got a lot of things to do with not only work, but also school, caring for my dad. I don't have time for this. Um, the whole thing about Delta was I booked a nonstop flight intentionally because I do have inner ear issues if I take two flights in a row. I've been stranded a couple times where my fluid gets really thick and I'd be stranded. I can't fly because of the pain. So I always book flights nonstop. Well, I kept getting notifications that Delta changed their flights in November and there's no longer a nonstop. So I'm ready to buy another ticket on another airline so I can fly nonstop. And I cannot do this until I get confirmation I'm going to get a full refund from Delta. And so counting last night's 3 hours and tonight's 5 hours and 49 minutes already with Delta customer service, it's just not fair. Quality of life and standards and what we expect from a large corporation like Delta, come on. They were taking advantage of everybody with the bag fees and all these other add-ons that the airlines have done. They made billions of dollars. COVID hit and they cut back. And I know that we have to hire more people. I get that. But there's a standard that should be expected. It's fair and just. This is not it. I'm tired of these big corporations taking their legions and suppressing the SES, or socially economically substandard people that aren't making a ton of money that can fight for things and pay first class tickets. I can't afford that. I need to get my money back to buy tickets. So I'm a little sad. My dad today, he's recovering barely, but he has severe Alzheimer's and quite a few infections in his lungs, blood, and urinary tract infection. So we hope for the best there. I love you, Dad. See you tomorrow, and hopefully I can go to bed soon. I can't do this again. Oh, one last thing. I'm going to talk about Delta. I hope to post this on your social media sites. This is pathetic. My first experience with Delta, my daughter was one. We got reined in Florida, and for some reason, one of us in our flight group had to get back to California at a certain time. So we took the risk and left Florida 8 hours late, landed in Dallas at past midnight, and there was one flight leaving to LA, which is our final destination. And we were not flying Delta. They just happened to be the only airlines there. And I asked for a red coat, which is their managers. They came out. I had my daughter with me. I used her as a prop. 1 year old. Well, she's just over 1. And I said, look, we got to get home. Is there any way we can get on that flight? You know, we don't have the dollars for, 4 tickets to make up the difference. Because I can't let you go for free. I'm like, whoa, not asking to go for free. Is there, what's your best rate you can do? And it's actually lower than our original connection flight. So ever since then, we flew Delta back and forth to Florida for like 15 years. Then no need to fly Delta. I did fly Delta to China a few times. Wasn't happy with the room and the space. It seems like I'm 5'6". I used to brag how, no matter where I sit, it's like first class because I don't take up a lot of space. I couldn't use my laptop in the Delta flight to China. I just sat very pathetic how tight these seats were getting. But again, I started flying Asian brand airlines because it's a lot more comfortable. But want to start flying Delta again because we're going back and forth to Florida often and Cincinnati, Ohio, to see the kids and family. And I've had the worst experience so far with Delta, and this is by far the worst and last. So bottom line is I have a very short window to see my son. I do not like flying 2 flights in a row because of my inner ear fluid gets backed up. It's a little thicker than everybody else's, so the doctor gives me 3 times the measures of an antihistamine, break things up. And I don't want to take the risk of getting stuck there and not being able to jump on a flight to come home with a quick turnaround. That's why I booked with Delta for the nonstop, but they canceled those flights and they put me on these ridiculous flights that takes every quality minute that I had scheduled with my son away. So all I want to do is I tried last night to rebook with them. I tried before to rebook with them, and we've gone through 4 revisions, and I'm done. So that's Delta. Could you please step up? I'm tired. It's going on to 6 hours. Maybe I'll just stay on the line here for 6 hours, listening to the music on hold. I've got work to do. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I was up till 2:30 last night. Oh yeah, I can show you those pictures. So they give you, if you do this online as well with the app on the computer or on your phone, you can Skype with them or message with them. So this one was at 2:18. I don't know if you can see that. Is when my last correspondence with them. I just basically told them what I wanted to do, and they actually did book the flight that I requested, but they said the other nonstop was not available. So I'm done, and this started last night at 11:12. Let me see if you guys can see that. It's a little blurry. I want you to see it. Yeah, there you can. 11:12. So 6, 7, 8, 9 hours just to change a flight. I could have done those 1 stops by now. Why can't I get paid per hour rate? Why can't I get bumped up for having to sit on the phone for 6 hours and I'm messaging for 3? They don't. That's the other thing that bugs me. There's nothing they're going to do for you. I'm going through this mindfulness, being kind and nice. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. And the only way that we can protest these days is how we spend our dollars. We just have to stop spending them with the companies that we don't trust or believe in anymore. And Delta, I'm not going to spend with you anymore. And I come across all these people trying to protest against Nestle. You know what? Don't protest against Nestle. Pick a product of theirs. Pick one product on the shelf, like Oreos or whatever they make. and boycott that product. Let them see the impact specifically on a nano level. And if we can get enough people in these protests, we can make a difference. Um, our government's not allowing us to protest any longer. You can't have flashlights or strobes or anything that has any impact on getting your point across, other than a sign, and that's it. And they've slowly taken rights away from Americans. And it's sad because I am an American, love this country. I don't mean to get political, but what's happening is these bigger companies are taking over, and when people try and protest, it's too ambiguous. The goals are unattainable, not specific. So we need to learn how to protest better. And the one thing that I learned on C-SPAN on a book talk review once was the only way to do it is specifically spend or not spend your dollars at a specific company, but you have to get it down to the nano level, like a specific product for them to feel the pinch. And then you can get the silly people out there that would go along the grocery store aisles and tear up those packages of that specific product in the store. That would be wrong. But, eventually, a revolution is a revolution where people pick up arms. We don't want to go that far, but we need to be able to have a say, some input, bag fees and changing flight fees and all the stuff that they just nailed us for years, smaller seats. And then, whoa, COVID came. Now you can change your flight and there's no cancellation fees. Why am I being charged? Why can't I cancel this flight? What happened? Where's customer service? Human decency, respect. 8 hours of my life, 9 hours of my life. It's not fair. It's not just. Well, I've been on hold now for 6 hours. So it's time to go.